Hello, hello, hello. I believe we're live. Mark Atwood here, having a drink of water. How is everybody? Just waiting for Greg to join. While I wait for Galactic Greg to join, a couple of things. There's a link. It's in the chat, which all of you need to check because it's been 2 weeks since I've been able to post onto this particular channel, which is the channel I started. And this is the first, yeah, so this is good. So I'm just posting the link in the chat. That link there is a single link that's dynamically updated. And in there are the links to all the other channels, including the backup YouTube channel. So this is the Mark Atwood Show, Adventures in a Cosmic Suit. And the backup channel is Adventures in a Cosmic Suit 2.0. So I'm just trying to, I can see you there, Greg, but I can't, your camera's not on or something's not on. Hi, Ian. My pyramid is fantastic. Thank you. So I'm using StreamYard. It's the first time I've ever used it. And Greg is here, but I can't see him. And he's saying on Facebook that he's in the backstage, but can't see you, Greg. Your mic's not on, your camera's not on. This is fun watching somebody typing. So yeah, hope you're all okay while Greg sorts himself out. Hello everybody. Hello Pina. Hello Sharon. Hello All Anon Private Intelligence. Hello Darren Williams. Hello Ian Napper again. Hello Sue Wright. Love your hair. Love your hair too. This is lockdown hair. I need to get a haircut. This is way too long. Hello Kerry. Hello Mecca. Wash hands. Really? Yeah, maybe you're right. Kirsty. Hello Kirsty. Hello Creative Birth Rachel Elizabeth. That's a nice name. This is pretty cool, this new system, except I can't get Greg in. Greg, where are you? Come in, Greg. I'm just going to send him the instructions because I think it's his first time too. So we won't be long. I hope you all saw my new poem last week, The Great Divide. I think I showed it on a live with JCK and I put it on the backup channel. And I think it's on all the other channels as well. Howdy from Texas, Valerie. How are you? Mrs. Butchart, hello. This is great. I can actually see the chat for the first time ever because normally you're like backwards and forwards. So, Nacht Post, Alice Klar, Germany. Good to see you. Is that JCK? JCK there? Hello, JCK. Hello, Nicola Marie Kibble. How are you? Yeah, I've been a bit quiet. I've been a bit quiet the last few days. I've been really tired and I've had a lot to do. So people are saying they miss me. I've not really been away. There was a video up on Friday. Hello, Nigel. How's LA? I've got I've got a prop here because I was thinking I'm going to write a new film because it struck me what this time actually is. My new film is going to be called Planet of the... This is a pot full of hot water, and inside it is the human race, which looks like this. It's the boiling frogs. That's what it is. We're the planet of the boiling frogs. It's a year in, and there's still people who haven't worked it out yet. It's extraordinary. Where is Greg? Give me a minute. Okay, so Greg's on his way. I'll keep talking in the chat. Texas is open, yes, Angel Star Mystic. Texas is open. I was so happy when I saw that news. Thank God. Fucking Kermit, JC. Don't swear on my channel. It's a bit early for you, isn't it? Yeah, I was so happy when I saw that Texas thing. That's the way forward. Standing up, somebody good standing up, and I mean, especially with Texas was under attack. I don't know if you saw those videos from people who are in Texas saying the electricity was cut off, heating was cut off, all sorts of prices were going up. This is a war, but it's such a weird war, isn't it? It's like the guns have been replaced with needles. It's very, very. Oh, hello, utopian cosmic Rose. How are you? I got your words the wrong way around, but you know what I mean. Look at that. She did. Gina, you should write children's books. You'd be great. Me? Children's books? I swear far too much. Mind you, my kids swear. I got one of my daughters has got like a bit of a Mancunian accent. She's like, fucking hell, Dad, this is a nice dinner. It's top dinner, this, Dad. Well, why are you talking like that? You're middle class. But she likes it. Oh, Carol Hamlet. Yeah, from Manchester. Nice one. Well, my daughter was born in Manchester. That's why she talks like that, because it's cool, right? Talking of Manchester, has anyone seen Ian Brown's Twitter? Wow. I love Ian Brown. Stone Roses album 1, best album ever written. And I did go through a few years of thinking, oh, maybe he's one of them. But if you look at his Twitter feed, he's not one of them. Go and follow him on Twitter and support him. He's amazing. Gabrielle Atwood, another Atwood. Brilliant. Eleanor Danan. No, I don't, but I will look her up. I did see your email about that. People in Ontario, Canada are happy to get the jab. Well, you know, years and years of brainwashing does that to people. Check out the Dolmans in Roscommon. They're placed near Nephilim Giants burial sites. Regards, Phil in Manchester. I will, Phil. I've heard of them. I've got a list of things in Ireland I need to go and visit. Problem is, I've hardly left this kitchen for a year. I live in the kitchen. Murray Grub, I've already answered that. Asinine is not a cuss word. I've never even heard. Asinine is definitely not a cuss word. Fuck is a cuss word, but asinine, I'm not so sure. Kate Bush, The Clouds, check out. I think I understand that. It's great to see all of you, and I want to thank you all for sticking with me and just being amazing. It is such a strange old time. I've got a message from Greg restarting. My apologies. He's on his way. He's on his way. There was also some housekeeping. There were some things I wanted to say to you, but it's really, I did a little thing on the other channel. Sorry, turn myself on. I did a survey on the other channel. Some people filled it in. I'm just going to go and look at those results because I thought that was really interesting. Because I said, how is everybody? And I've never used the survey. Oh, I've got 6,666 subscribers on the other channel. How funny. Which is a magic number, as you all know. They took it off us. They stole it from us. So I'm on the other channel and I put the post up. That's not showing the poll. I put a poll up anyway. The majority of people said they were 75% okay, which I was pretty pleased about because I thought it would be lower than that. I am seeing a lot of people wobbling at the moment. Understandably, this is really going on a very long time. What are we, 380? Greg's just said it froze big time. I'm trying again once it reboots. Okay, maybe StreamYard wasn't the best idea. If you can, I don't know if you can hear me, Greg, but you know, I'm just sat here on my own now, talking to myself. I'll get over it. Glad Piers Morgan has resigned. I wonder why. Yeah, that was interesting. Was it Piers Morgan? Is that his name? Suddenly, I can't remember what his name is. I thought, are you talking about the breakfast guy who I called a CUNT last week on another channel? Please get JCK. I knew that. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Jason, do you want to come on? Might as well. You're up. Fancy coming on? Waffle on. Yeah, Piers Morgan. Yeah. I did see him resign. Look, all of that. Isn't it funny how there's all these column inches going on about Meghan feeling upset about what? Because she married a fake ginger guy. The real Prince Harry died in Dublin about 15 years ago, if you look into it. And that's not the real Meghan. I mean, I've seen the robot version. I don't know what that was the other night. Oprah looked like she had a thing around her ankle. I mean, the whole thing is just ridiculous, you know? We're talking about Meghan being a bit upset, being a multimillionaire living in LA. And you've got, and nobody's talking about Prince Andrew doing what he did. I'm just saying. Bring us all on. Bring us all on. Right. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? What I'll do is this is StreamYard, right? So it's a bit different to YouTube. And what I'm going to have to do is, if you want to come on, so that's JC, Rose, I don't know if there's anybody else wants to come on, email me. I'll send you the link. Any new poetry? What do you think? I'm a machine? There are a few, actually. There are a few, but the guy that makes my videos with me, he's currently making a short film. So he's busy doing that. I'm executive producing it. And he's off doing that, Kieran. So there is a big surprise video coming up very soon, but I can't say anything about it. Just going to check my email. Looking very fit. Me? Don't think so. Ian Wright dressed as Mrs. Doubtfire. I love the obscurity of some of these comments. Oh, no, I get that, actually. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, Phil. I get it. Right, who wants to come on? So if you know my email address or Facebook and you want to come on, I can't bring you all on, but if any of you do, just send me a message and I'll send you the link. Try that. See if they want to come on. We might as well have a bit of a party. I mean, it's not the easiest of times, so let's have a bit of a giggle. Okay, there's 1 cent. There's another one coming. Yeah, I got a message today from Shoshi Hershku. You know, the one I had on the show a few weeks ago in Israel, who wrote that book, which I've got up here, which is really, really good. Who's like an investigative journalist, and she sent me a message saying that she's worked out, after watching a load of woke people on YouTube in Hebrew, she'd worked out why Israel was being saved for last, as Q had described. And I said, okay, what do you think it is? And she said, it's because Israel was the hub of the New World Order. And I said, well, yeah, I've known that for quite a long time. And what she said was interesting, because obviously that's hard to hear, isn't it? It's a bit like hearing something really bad about a relative. You don't really want to accept it, but unfortunately it's true. And you only have to look at the architecture in Israel. It's all there in the architecture everywhere, like same as Washington. You look at Washington from above, you know, it's a satanic, inverted, 5-pointed pentagram. That's the word I'm looking for. There and Back Again is my favorite poem. Michelle, thank you for saying that. Do you know what's really funny about that poem is when I put it up, I was like, you know, this one's not very good. I'm glad it's not on my big channel. I'll just put it up anyway. So there's one, but I've been amazed by the feedback on that. Somebody got their 3 tins of CBD balms last week. Got it, love it, thank you. Lots of people had trouble getting the CBD, especially if you lived in Australia. When I did the CBD balms in December, some of those took 8 weeks, 9 weeks to get there. I'm really sorry. The Irish Post literally stockpiled post, forgot about it, waited until the post calmed down, and then started working through it. And Australia was bottom of that list. I have sent some to Australia recently that have taken less than 3 weeks. So the CBD balms are still on sale with the package, but I'm doing individual sales pages that will be coming out later this week. And if you're on my email list, you'll get that. You know, please go to. I'll put the link up again in here. Seems like, oh, I've got a guest. Ooh, I'll put the blah blah blah. JCK email. Mark. Okay. Won't be a sec, Rose. I sent it to you. I've already sent it. I'll send it to you again. All right, there you go. There you go. Okay, everybody. I've got some good. Greg's still not here. Rose is here. Hello.
Yes, it's been very interesting things going on. I'll tell you, very interesting.
Go on, Em. How's it? Where have I asked you whereabouts you are in Israel? I don't think I have. Are you in Jerusalem?
I'm in Haifa.
Haifa.
Yeah, right on the port. And there's quite a bit going on here. I went out today. I ventured out into the land of oh my, and oh my. Yeah, people are continuously in this state of. I even was guided to create this today. This is a Moldavite, and I was doing laundry, just segue for a second like I always do. And I dumped out the basket and this gold chain fell out. So I just suddenly wrapped it and there I was. And anyway, yeah, it's like suddenly I'm getting inundated with links. Like Sasha Stone just did a, hi Greg, finally get to meet you.
Okay.
We're connected on somewhere on some network.
As you couldn't get in, I thought I'd invite some more in. Why not?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great
Nice to see
idea.
you,
We should all get together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm playing with the layout here. So you carry on talking. I've never used this before, so I'm just seeing what it looks like.
Okay.
No, there we go.
Yeah,
good.
that's better.
That's good.
it seems to be working out pretty good. Yeah.
Sorry, Rose, go ahead.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. Actually, this is working out pretty well. It looks pretty darn good. Yeah. And so, yeah, I feel like they're gearing me up, getting us ready, because we're in this. This is a kind of biological and spiritual and consciousness, for a better lack of a word, war. And we are the warriors. We are the sovereign belonging to this place that is our sovereign right. And it seems like it's really on. I'm telling you, it's on. And I mean, like you, I've been having the poetry flowing and everything. And I was telling you, Mark, when we were talking, that's a big
Greg
sign.
as well.
You know?
All three of us are churning poems out.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just something else. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I would like to let Galactic Greg. Nice to meet you. Finally connecting with you.
Oh.
And so what have you to say?
Well, it's very nice to meet you, and apologies for the technical difficulties, but nevertheless, yeah, we're in it. That is for sure. We are essentially watching this pantomime, this Shakespearean theater, this movie play out, and it's being played out for those that have yet to become aware, have yet to become conscious. This is their opportunity to step into this. What we did, what some of us have known for years, and what some of us, became aware of in the past 6 months, 12 months to a year, whatever it is. But this is everyone's opportunity to, finally become aware, become conscious of what's going on. I mean, you're literally being shown the biggest shit show in the history of mankind. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It's laughable at this point, and it's everything is being put right in front of you, front stage and center, for you to witness, to see, and experience on an energetic level. And now we're at that point where all the legalities have been exhausted in all of this. The Supreme Court finally turned down the last little bit of hope to nullify this election, which was expected. If anyone was shocked about that, I can't help you with that. We knew from the get-go that this is the way it was going to go. Just because Trump put in Gorsuch and the two others does not mean that things were going to go our way. It's not the people. It's the institution. It's the structure. It's the system that is corrupted. Trump could have put in 1,000 good souls. As long as the structure and the system is still dark and is still corrupt, it's never going to change. There's only so much that these three judges, can do.
They're playing from the backfields.
Yeah, exactly. And they're playing cleanup. There's only so much they can do. They were put in place as symbols for what we're going to be going forward with. But they're not going to be able to do anything now. Again, it's the systems, it's the structures, and that's what we're being shown right now. We're being shown just how dark, just how dense, just how corrupted these systems are. And we're watching them collapse on a daily basis. We're watching them fall. We're watching them collapse. And it's just very, very important that people know to allow this to happen. There's nothing to hang on to, ladies and gentlemen. We have to let go of all of this. This is all dark density, all dark matter. We don't need this moving forward. So you're witnessing the fall of the cabal. You're witnessing the total destruction and collapse of these structures. And with these destruction and collapse, you're being shown the truths, behind them. What these were meant for, what they were put in place for, what they've done to humanity. Yeah, it's the biggest shit show on the face of the earth, but it also depends on your perception and how you perceive this. But I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the show. I'm enjoying watching everything come to light, receiving validation for everything that we have fought for is now finally being a bit more than drip fed to us. It's actually right out there front and center for us to see and for us to finally observe. So yeah, that's where I'm at with everything.
Yeah.
Hi, JC.
Now it's a party.
Hi, Jason. Nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you, Cosmic Rose. Hi. I have no underwear on, but I've got lipstick. I just woke up. I was like running around going, oh my God, I got no underwear.
Now that is a sovereign woman right there. That's a sovereign woman there.
I don't even have a bra on. I just got, sorry. I was like, okay, hi. I wanted to say hi to Greg. Greg, you and I were going to.
Hi, JC.
How are you, Greg?
It's
You know what I found,
JC? How are you?
I'm good. What was that? What was that, Rose?
You know what I found, JC? I wanted to say that I had a period of time where I just felt like less was better, less was more, and I just like walking around. Who's here but me? And I'm like, I don't need a bra. I don't need this. I don't need that. And the less I wore, and there's something to that because yogis and the meditators and these guys they wear very little. They wear just a cloth, and there is something to that. There really is something to that frees you from the constriction that all these. They created clothes for us. They created shoes so our feet don't touch the ground. All of that. And tell me you don't feel more.
I feel so like somebody said that. I don't know what interview I saw. They were talking about the restriction of garments and how when you're trying to meditate, for example, when you're in those sort of restrictive clothing, it prevents the energy from your body. Being free and things like that. Who was it that was saying that? We saw it.
What are these called?
What?
Cuffs. What's this
Oh,
called?
yes.
What's this called?
Collar.
Collar. Yeah.
What's that called?
Yeah, collar.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. A yoke. What about a yoke? You've got a yoke on your back as well.
It's all slavery.
Yep. The back of your shirt is called a yoke.
Well,
So
we
it's
are
like-
awake.
Really?
Yeah.
Hang on. The middle of an egg is called a yolk too. Is that?
No. Y-O-K-E. Yeah, Y-O-K-E. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm just been home. I've been doing some weird, it's pretty much looking like I'm going to be homeschooling my daughter. So now I've got this,
Nice.
she's at home. She's refusing to go to school. And so I've been in meetings and things like that with some of her therapists and things like that. And we're trying to work out a homeschooling thing for her. But it's really free. It's like I don't have to be restricted by a 9 to 5 schedule. I don't have to be taking her to school, she's on her own sort of schedule. So all of that starts to free up. And I think that's the direction of this new earth, and people are starting to see that. And I had a thought yesterday, because Greg, you were talking about the political sort of side of this, and a lot of people are interested in that. But I listened to this astrologer, and I can't remember her name, but she had a really, I shared it on my Telegram group, and she had a really beautiful sort of thing for the week. And she was saying this new earth, we have to manifest it and we have to be living it. And when we talk about time, she said, it's in the stars, it's happening, but the timing, we can't predict the timing because it's about our consciousness and waking up. So what more people have to do is to focus on this, manifesting this new earth. And I've been saying that all along, is that, I could sit there and say dates for you and predict dates for you, but we have to manifest it. And it starts with people, parents, for example, deciding I'm not going to go with the system. I'm going to create my own school for my children.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do a 9-to-5 job. That's ridiculous. Like, you know, it doesn't feel right. My body doesn't feel right doing that sort of, cycle. I feel better when I work in the afternoon, and a lot of children feel better. They're more alert in the afternoon, you know. So all of these sorts of things, we have to start coming into ourselves. The clothing is part of it as well, Rose. I mean, I've been thinking about that for the longest time. There's like I've just been going, should I just, you know, instead of wearing these tight sort of restrictive clothing and, you know, that sort of keep me in like a corset, do I just have this loose kind of fashion? What is that going to make me feel better? Am I going to feel a bit more unrestricted? I just think all of that, everything, is part of this new earth and manifesting it.
Yeah.
And we have to do that.
Yeah.
But
no,
I won't give up my makeup. I'm sorry.
Some things you got to draw the line.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, no, the change begins with us, JC. I mean, we look, Trump, the White Hats, the Galactics, they've taken us this far. It now it's in our hands. It truly is in our hands. The change begins with us. We have to become aware and conscious of the shit that has been going on within ourselves and within the world without. And that can't be done by anyone else but the individual. All right. You know, Trump is not going to, you know, carry our lazy asses over the finish line because we just couldn't make it. You know, Mark Atwood's not going to give someone a swift kick in the ass because they didn't feel like it. All right. JCK is not going to levitate someone over because they were too lazy to cross the finish line. You know, I'm not going to do it either. We're here to help. We're here to aid. We're here to guide. But at the end of the day, this is a collective journey. But at the end of the day, it is an individual journey. Our journey back home to God and back home to the promised land.
Yeah.
It begins with us. It truly begins with us.
And Greg, you know, I mean, speaking, you said about the Galactics. I did a video recently, I think it was number 93, and it got a lot of people watching it. It was pretty short. It was about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was something that I guess you could say channeled, but it was really myself. I mean, it was my own higher self, but I felt I was accessing my own galactic layers, I think, of a multidimensional sort of aspects of myself. And the message was, you know, they are coming. And everybody kept saying, who's they? And it's us. It's us from the future. It's us on all these multidimensional layers. It's us. Because whenever I try and work out who is it that people are seeing in the sky, what is this? What are these spaceships? Are they other? It's us. It's us. It's us on the 3D. It's us on the astral. It's us in the other dimensions in the future here, because time doesn't exist. It's all of us saving us, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's what it is. I believe it.
We are the ones we have been waiting for.
We're the ones.
we're our own saviors. We are our own saviors. You know, we have to do the work. We can't expect anyone else to do it for us. That's why it's time to take ownership and responsibility for our own shit and for our own truth and for our own discernment. We can't rely on anyone else to do it for us. You know, I'm sorry. I wish I could paint a prettier picture for everybody with ponies and rainbows and make it seem all easy. But it's not. You know, the narrow path, the journey back home to God, and back home to your truth and who you are and what you were meant to be and what you're here to do is not an easy task. It's not an easy path. But again, it starts with you, and no one else can do it but you.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely.
No.
Yeah, Mark, say something.
I'm just being the host and allowing people to, you know, I'm trying to hold myself back because I normally babble on. But there is something really interesting that I'm seeing, right? Because I kind of changed gears in the last week because I had to. I mean, JC's talking about working multidimensionally. I've been doing a hell of a lot of that, and I've been absolutely not only exhausted, but for a couple of days I was paralyzed. I couldn't do more than what I could do in that day just to feed the kids and do the washing up, and then I was done. Yeah, you know, I know a lot of people are going through that, but I've noticed Telegram's been an interesting place to hang out recently because things are not censored there. So, and people seem to be a bit freer. And there's a couple of things that I've noticed. One is there was one person talking about being married to somebody who's awake and aware and has been awake and aware of everything for 20 years, read every one of David Icke's books, follow all of that stuff, been to the Alternative View conference. Unfortunately, Ian, who ran that, died. I've only found out the other day in February. But somebody who knows all the stuff, knows all about the Anunnaki, knows all about the Cabal, knows all about the New World Order, knows all about that, but has a very, very pessimistic view right now. And I find that, and I'm seeing a lot of that. That's one thing I wanted to say. The other thing was that one of my favorite commentators over the last few years in terms of the number 17 and all of that has been a guy called Jordan Sather. If you go on Jordan's channel, he's a really amazing researcher and a fantastic human being, I think. But he's been also like, okay, all of these new Q clowns that pop up. I hope he doesn't include me in that list, but people who pop up and say their intel about Jassara and the intel about the president and this happened and things are not quite right, the dates are not right, and things don't come true, and the Jassara and everything's all fake and everything else. You know, and this is why I wrote this poem the other week called The Great Divide, because this is where we're at right now. Because I've been saying since I started this channel 6 months ago that this is not going to be easy. And, you know, everybody here, I agree with that. It's not, you know, this is like the end times. This is Revelations. This is it. And we chose to be here. And that's a massive privilege. And I'm noticing some comments in the comments, people saying, are we going to win? Are we going to win? Yes.
We already won.
We already won.
But you've got to make what's happened there manifest here.
Yeah.
Right? You've got to hold the light. We are incredibly powerful beings. They've hidden that from us in this 3D veil slave system. But, you know, it's the same message all the way through since I've met all of you. Go within, go within, go within. That's why I sit inside a pyramid in the morning, and I got a Merkaba today. Shall I show you it?
Yeah.
Janie.
Oh, yeah.
Janie. Yeah, I'm waiting for mine.
Find it. Hang on.
So do you know what a Merkaba? Obviously you guys know what a Merkaba is. Yeah.
Check this
Yeah,
out.
I'm not called Cosmic Utopian Rose for nothing.
No.
But, I mean, I'm getting the shivers just touching it. It's incredible.
Yeah, you got a Shungite one.
Shungite Merkaba.
So I'm getting an orange one apparently.
Nice.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous? I love
It's
it.
so you can
Pretty.
feel
Got
it.
my Shungite. Yeah. Mark.
Sorry, there's lots of somewhere.
Such an overactor.
Janie, you didn't need to send it charged up. I've got a charger.
Oh my God.
I mean, this stuff. I'm starting to
Charge.
look at you.
Whoa.
I have to.
Oh, look at you guys. I got
This is like
I got these little things. I got these little things.
we should do crystal trumps.
Oh, you've got to see mine. I've got huge ones. Yeah.
Hang on, Rose is going on her head.
Huge ones.
And you know, and it's so funny because just today I was doing laundry and I dumped the basket out, and out of the basket fell a gold chain. So I've been meditating with my Moldavite. And what happened was I ended up coming in and I ended up wrapping the gold chain around my Moldavite. And I ended up just today.
So gorgeous. I just love that. That's a great idea.
Nice.
And this happened. I just felt guided and with all that's going on. Even
Moldavite is a cosmic sort of thing, isn't it? It's not from Earth, is it?
It's not from Earth. Yeah.
It's not from Earth.
It's
got that galactic.
Shungite
is not.
It's an asteroid that landed in Russia.
Yeah.
And Moldavite was in somewhere like Yugoslavia, wasn't it? Rose, do you know? Moldavite. An asteroid as well.
There's a few places that
I top it with
Strewnfield. Yeah.
There's my Moldavite. Eat that.
I've thought about that song. It looks like a big booger.
Wow.
A big booger. Yeah,
a big booger.
JC's crystals are all like this. They're like real dragon. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is apatite.
I've got all these tiny little ones.
I know.
Oh, there's
I feel.
There's some-
I know. I got
Feel them
these,
I've
and
got crystal envy.
I know.
Crystal envy. I had a big box that my daughter was playing with of crystals. They're so gorgeous. I've got a big order of them. You've got to see. I'm going to show you my fluorite. Give me a second.
Your
I'm gonna show you
fluoride?
this.
You're supposed to have given
Fluoride.
that up. Oh,
Yeah. Don't show us
Oh,
fluoride.
you guys are just don't show us fluoride. Don't show us fluoride.
No.
No,
Don't show us
I don't wanna
fluoride.
see
No.
that.
We don't want that. No.
You guys
so Rose, oh, you okay?
Oh.
This is turning into a crystal vision here. I don't know what to do.
Have you tripped over your knickers?
Oh.
It's not even on the floor.
So I'm gonna turn my phone around.
Did you have a fight on the way to get your
All I
fluoride?
heard was knickers. What did you say?
Did you fall over your knickers?
No,
We're showing crystals.
Oh my!
I've
Look
got
at
a big
that.
tray of. Look at
Wow.
this. I've got this
Two,
whole
right,
display
okay.
of.
We just
Oh,
got
hang on.
leave the
These are
lady.
some. So I've got. Look at this fluorite. Oh my God! It's the crystal show.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, that's
wow.
beautiful.
That is
Green
something.
fluorite.
Beautiful.
Wow.
And I got now I think this is candle quartz. What did I drop? Candle. Oh shit!
Oh.
Candle quartz. Isn't that beautiful?
That's
This
beautiful.
one. When I opened this, I went. Zoop, there was like a big zap through my body.
Wow.
Oh, did I tell you? I've told you the story about my friend who stood in the pyramid, but I haven't told the other guys. So I got this pyramid here inside,
Oh,
and I got this crystal and this tuning fork.
Oh, that is good.
Nice.
So good. I'm interviewing the guy who created these on Monday, so it's going to be anybody watching. You've got to watch that. This guy is incredible. Anyway, my friend came round here the other day. 70, stood inside the pyramid, and he's the guy who set up the Organic Association of Ireland in the 70s. I mean, this guy is way ahead, and he's a lovely friend. And he stood inside the pyramid. He was stood there with his eyes closed, and I'm like, he's all into it, right? So he's there, and then I go around him like this, going up and down. This is
Serious.
that's good.
and he and as I get round to the front of him, he goes, "Ow!" I'm like, "What's up?" He had an electric shock in his hand, and then he was looking at his hand like this, going, "I just spent 25 euros on glucosamine or something to get rid of my arthritis, and it's gone." Doing that,
Nice.
it was amazing. And I told this story because I spoke to the guy who creates these this morning. That guy actually saw Royal Raymond Rife's notes from the last surviving guy, apprentice or assistant to Royal Raymond Rife. If anybody doesn't know who he is, go and look him up. He basically wrote down the frequencies of every disease there is in the 1910s and 20s, created a machine that could tune in and fix. Obviously, he disappeared from history, right? This guy's book is called something like the Fork in the Road or the Road to the Forks. I can't wait to interview him because it all connects to these. I used to laugh about these. I used to think, those idiots getting crystals. What's a crystal going to do? I remember like 10 years ago, I used to take the piss out of people that had them, but now I'm like surrounded by them.
You wanker. You got to say this. I want to show you some more. This is merlinite.
Ooh.
Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? You see, look how beautiful that is.
Yeah,
Very,
that's pretty.
very picturesque. So merlinite apparently helps you with your shadow work. So when it will bring up things that you need to clear up. And apparently it helps you, well, I think according to Crystal, who told me this, it helps you work with the magical realms and things like that. And then I've got, well, of course, my beautiful selenite sphere, which is just, this is so powerful, this
Oh,
one.
that's beautiful.
When I show Mark this, he goes,
Wow.
No, he said that to me.
Yeah.
it's really powerful. It is. It's very powerful. It's beautiful. Very feminine.
It's just the sight of you handling a big ball. That's all it is. I do these kind of jokes. If you've never seen my channel, you probably don't.
And this is green opal, which is, of course, because it's green, it's working with your heart. I've got two of these, and this is
sorry, JC. You
Yeah.
just said if it's green, of course it's working with your heart. I don't get that.
So green, your
Green
heart
is a healing color.
chakra.
It's a healing color, yeah.
Green's,
The
green's
color of,
Yeah.
So the color of this region is green. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people always say to me, I thought you said you don't believe in chakras. I do believe it. There is chakra points in your body. The overlay, that is this control panel that, whether you want to say the Anunnaki put it in or whatever, that is the system that I don't agree with. Okay, so as like a control panel, but there are central points in your body naturally that are energy centers, and they are vortexes, and that is true. But you need to remove that overlay of those things through meditation, etc., so that you are not. They can't access you through these points. Okay, these external, these archonic beings. But yeah, the heart chakra for sure. That is the one chakra point that is the most important, and the green, any green stone will work with that area. But this is green opal, and it's for, it's supposed to heal your heart and heal old love wounds and things like that, I think.
Well, the Moldavite should be out of this world.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Pun intended. But yeah.
yeah. Oh, I'm gonna put this tray away. I've got this beautiful tray
It's
as well.
JCK's quantum dessert tray of crystal.
Thank you. It was delicious.
They look delicious.
If anybody
And
wants to
I
make cake versions of those, send them on.
Yeah.
I want to steer the question towards something, if I may, and it's to do with the Galactics, right? So I've heard a lot about the Galactics over the last few years, the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, all of this. I'd like your guys' opinions on this, because it goes from the ships are coming down and they're all going to come out and show themselves, to they're just a consciousness level. They're not actually physical beings, and they don't exist, and everything in between. Have you guys, I think you've all got slightly different opinions on this, so I'd be very interested to hear what you all have to say. Let's start with you, Rose, shall we? Because you see the ships, you see all sorts of stuff. So over to you.
Yes, not only seeing them, I'm bringing them, and they really love photo hour, because I have this connection with them. And people are, they call these macabas that are glowing in the sky and swelling and pulsing. When I focus in on those, if your frequency is high enough, and your heart frequency and your heart coherence is in tune, which is how I reach through. And I've even had confirmations. I used to wear this. I'll show you. Here we go back to the crystals. I have this, you know what that is.
It's beautiful.
It's pretty.
It's a tiger eye, is it?
Yeah, it's a tiger eye.
Oh, yeah.
I got it in Costa Rica. And anyway, I was wearing this on my, and it's very heavy, and I was wearing it on a necklace, and I was streaming consciousness, connecting to these guys, because I always have the ships above my house here. That's why I'm on the top rooftop, and I have a garden, and all that stuff happens here. And I said, well, I would like to know that we are truly in connection, and we're having a connection. So this was living proof for me. When that pendant cylinder jumped off of my necklace and into my hand, I couldn't have had a more stronger confirmation than that. First, I was in shock. I just sat there for a moment, like, okay. And then I said, okay. And I looked at it and I said, let's just check this, because the necklace is kind of thin, but not that thin. And I looked, and the ring was like sealed. No way it could have come off. So I said, okay, I'll accept. And then usually in the daytime, I get signs in the clouds. I mean, I actually got Saint Germain in the clouds.
Wow.
Here, I'll go show you. I'll show you Saint Germain. All the photos I take, they look like I painted them, but I couldn't paint if I tried. But they do come out.
Rose, do you want to explain? Do you want to explain Saint Germain to anybody that's watching that doesn't know what that is?
Saint Germain is an ascended master.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all of the incarnations of where's the camera? There it is. It's like all of the incarnations of Christ consciousness.
Yes.
Basically that's
it's like saying, I don't even know where I'm at. It's like saying we're all one. We are this. We are one. We are the Christ consciousness. We are the divinity. And so it's coming through us now, but as a collective.
Yes.
I just have to say, because and thank you, Mark, for opening this platform. You truly are an angel light of warrior and an angel warrior of light, because feeling the vibration even between us right here in this space is just magnificent.
No, I can feel it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because we have to come together, because this is all we can do now. This is what we must do now. So anyway, if I can find a way to get that, there's Saint Germain. Whoop. See if I can get that on there.
So is this the light you saw? Is this, you painted this?
No, I don't paint. This is a picture I took in the clouds.
Oh, it's a picture you took.
Oh.
Wow,
Yeah.
isn't that beautiful? And
I
you
wish
were
I could
told
turn my
great
camera
shot.
around.
you
There it is.
received the information that it was Saint Germain.
I received Saint Germain. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little bit difficult because you can't turn your camera around in this program, can you? From what I see.
This program, I don't know. This is the first time I've used it.
It would
Yeah,
be.
no, I'm just observing that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It would be to do with your
I think
device.
it's your phone.
Yeah. That would be your, yeah.
Wow, look at that.
I didn't paint that. That's a photograph.
Gorgeous.
Wow.
Gorgeous.
This is when I'm traveling through
It's a great
Central
shot.
Sun.
Rose,
It's
you
great
know
Central Sun.
Rose,
Yeah.
you know I'm an artist, right? So I used to do
Oh.
I used to draw spirit guide portraits. So I'm a psychic and an artist, and I used to do
Oh,
spirit guide
wonderful.
portraits and paintings of people's angels and things like that as well. But that's
Well,
more
this one
significant.
came through to
I mean,
me
that's more
too.
significant than a.
And a guy in
drawing.
Egypt keeps calling me, saying that she's inviting me. It's
What's
Sekhmet.
I love Sekhmet. Do you know I use Sekhmet in my visualizations a lot because she
I don't know if you can see that.
sort of
Yeah.
puts up a firewall of protection. Yeah, I could see Sekhmet. Yeah.
Yeah.
She puts
And
up
that's just a
firewall.
photograph through Central Sun.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so Rose, what you're saying is with these photos and your own experiences that these are physical or not? I'm talking for the people
They're
who are
coming through.
waiting for ships to land on the lawn.
That's a solar being.
We've lost your head.
Solar, a master soul. But
Sorry.
anyway, it's okay. But they're coming. You're asking me if they're like a being. Let me just stick my phone back in the holder here so I don't have to hold it. But as far as that, it's our, again, like Greg was saying, it's our perception, okay? Because it's our perception, because we're still not even used to the fact of what and who we are and what we are.
Yeah.
So when I'm feeling these, and they can't come through any more than this for me, because I certainly can't paint a lick. So for me, my envisionary gift brings them through. It's bringing them through into the material realm, if you will.
So it's like those people who can photograph orbs. Some people can, it manifests in front of them and they can photograph them, and some people can't. So they're manifesting for you. Yeah.
Yes, I can blow you guys away. I even have time travelers. I can't find it right now, but I believe I have a picture of Nikola Tesla.
Ooh.
I'll dig it up and we'll bring it on another show or something. But
Oh.
I don't know what I did with it, but
Yeah, you got the orb.
now
above
there's
it.
an
What's that?
ascended master for you.
Martha,
Wow.
you've got an ointment for you, right? You've got an ointment for that, right?
Some cosmic zit.
It looks like you got a little bit of herpes there.
No, I get those all the time. No, I don't get herpes all the time. I mean, I get those spots all the time. You're not helping at all here, Jason. I'm agreeing with Mark, and that doesn't mean I'm agreeing with you, though.
No, that orb was amazing because it was
Pure insanity.
so beautiful.
And it's near your mouth, which means, it's got something to do with your, because you're an orator. So,
Expression.
it's about it's orator. Yeah. So it's helping with the flow of your communication, or it is part of that. It's part of that. Yeah. The energy is part of that. I think because it appeared in 2 photographs, right? You had it in 2 photographs.
Yeah. I don't often do selfies, but it was the sun that I was trying to get behind me.
That was when you were at it wasn't Carrickeel. What was it?
The caves of Kesh, which is an interesting place in Ireland because it's supposed to be the site of the final battle with the Tuatha Dé Danann. The Tuatha Dé Danann landed on the Iron Mountain near Drumshanbo, which is about half an hour away. And it's in Irish mythology. These beings came here and were giants. This is where all the mythological stuff comes from, and that's all connected to this. And then they got chased underground, or they went underground. That's the story that I know. Probably somebody Irish watching this will tell me that I'm completely wrong, but
that whole region of Ireland is
another one there. Oops.
Oh, I can see the ring of you.
The lights.
Where is it, Mark?
It's there. It's there.
Oh, it's on your,
what?
it's on your chin.
Mark, it's behind the timestamp, Mark. It's behind the timestamp. So if you put it on the other side of the screen, we'll be able to see it. Because when you're holding it up, it's on the behind the timestamp up there.
Move the thing.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's like it's there anyway. You don't need to see my ugly face. But
that thing.
I want to stay on this subject for a bit and move along to one of you guys. Who wants to jump in? JC?
Yeah, I was just going to say this has to do with what you're talking about. So I spoke to someone yesterday whose daughter gets visited by greys all the time. And I mean, her daughter's developed a lot of anxiety and things like that as a result. I hope she's okay with me telling her this, telling everyone this. But I was just talking to her about these iconic energies. And what I tapped into with her was that because her daughter believes that they were doing experiments with her and implanting these sort of these programs almost of this fear sort of program in her. And what I felt was that they tend to target certain bloodlines. So it's usually Irish or Celtic bloodlines and Indigenous bloodlines, so native people with like Native American or Indigenous bloodlines. And I don't know much about this. I just felt that this was it. Now, these people were Greek, but in my head, I felt that on the maternal line, they had their bloodline was from the Keltos, and the Keltos is the people who went to Ireland in ancient times. They were the Celts. So they were the original Celts, and then it felt like it was connected to Atlantean sort of stuff. I mean, it was a very sort of layered thing that I got from her as to why they were targeting her daughter. So this takes us to these nefarious entities. Now, I don't call them extraterrestrials. I call them interdimensionals. I think it's interdimensional. And I think that this is why they can walk through walls. This is why they can do these things. They can appear suddenly in our space for a lot of people. Excuse my daughter's playing. So I don't know much about the different races. I don't know much about all of these things. I do it on purpose, I think. I think that I try not to get caught in the dogma of all of that, because it starts to become this new age dogma of we've got this book and here we're going to classify this alien and then we're going to tick this up. Oh no, they only look like this, and it becomes this dogma. And I think that there's just so much to this universe that you can't get caught up in all of that. That's my belief. But there are certain stories that seem to keep cropping up. For example, with the Greys, for example, I think there are iconic beings, and I think that they are in that they can't create. I think they are minions of some kind that are sent out and have some other creatures behind them. I think, and I am of the belief, that some of these nefarious ones are actually connected with demonic entities. I think they're all part of the same thing.
Yeah.
That sounds like a very biblical Christian notion, but I've seen it for myself in my own journeys, my own remote views of things, of different dimensions. The Dracos, for example, were in charge of these greys, you know, that they are all linked, that all these other demonic beings are all linked with these darker forces that people call aliens. They are all interdimensional, the demons included. Okay, so they're just different names for these things. I'm talking about these demonic ones. And then I feel like there's another sort of an alliance of some kind. And I don't use the term Galactic Federation of Light. I just think it's a loaded term. And I think that is an alliance of a lighter sort of energy. And these interdimensionals are lighter beings. Does that include angelic realms as well as these other races? Oops. I don't know why I lost connection. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you.
Yeah.
Well, that's really strange. Suddenly lost connection to my... Nothing's unplugged here, so that's a bit weird.
You know, for the better lack of
There you
another
go.
way of saying it, we say Galactic Federation because I think it's just, you know, if you look at it in a broad sense, it's just a way that others can identify something like we do with all words. But I
Yeah.
agree with you about the
Yeah.
interdimensionality. But
Yeah,
I
it's
also
just
have to say,
it's another attachment.
yeah.
My
But I
problem
also
with
have
the
to
yeah, sorry, Rose, go.
No, I'm sorry. It's just that you really caught me there, JC, when you said about the grays. And I'm going to say that we have to start looking at it, or we should start looking at it as ourselves and our model of what we've become and what we know ourselves to be in all of our dark and light. So in the same, by the same token, don't you think that some of those grays are good and some aren't, and some have been compromised to perform in certain ways, just as we and our governments are compromised to perform as puppets. And I believe there are agreements that were made and all kinds of things, because if we're everything, this whole model is as above, so below. Whatever we're playing out happened in Lemuria, it happened in Atlantis, and now we're doing it again, but this time we better damn well get it right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. It's
Yeah.
always as above, so below. Always.
Yeah,
think,
always.
I just want to interrupt there because I think I'm only asking these questions because I've been looking around the internet and seeing the way people are talking about stuff, and they are very much still focused in what people call 3D. They're very much still focused in like worried about their job, their kids, and all of this kind of, and people just want to get on with their life, right? Which is why people are queuing up to have the V word, because they believe that that means they'll go back to normal without realizing that it won't. It'll just get worse and worse and worse for them. But that's a different story. So is it possible to explain the stuff? Both of you are explained beautifully. I understand it. I'm just trying to bridge that gap between somebody who, like you guys, who hear and see things in different dimensions, and the people that don't. How do I explain it to my brother? My brother can't wait for his vaccine. He cannot wait. He won't even open the door to my mother because he thinks he's going to die.
People like your brother are very sorry, Greg. I'll quickly say this.
Okay.
I've always said this, and I think in the very, very first video I ever did, I said, before I begin, you need to, if you're going to listen to this video, you need to accept that this is a multidimensional reality. And if you don't, this won't make any sense to you. Because when you've only got one aspect of your reality and that's it, and it's just five senses, and it's just this here and now, and what happens after death, they don't know what it is. It's just blackness. When you've only got that limited sort of reality, they're never going to understand or accept things that they can't see. Now, you can sit there and give them the thing of, well, you can't see microwaves and you can't see Wi-Fi, but it's there. You can sit there and do that sort of very slow lesson for them to understand. But it really, you know, that is what's compromising their understanding of other help. I don't think that if they're not ready to hear that, then you can't talk on those levels. You just can't. That's not going to. It's going to cause dissonance for them.
It's frequency, right, JC? It's a frequency, and if they're stuck in a certain frequency, like I was saying about that uptake and the acclimatization program, that the people are in a certain frequency. It's the same reason why some of us can see orbs and others don't. They're on a different frequency band.
everything is sound, light, and sound. So they're on complete different band wavelengths. You know, it's like fucking tuning into a radio station that you can't get in your car because you drove through the other side of Kansas somewhere and and Toto stepped on your radio. No, but it's not coming through, you know?
Yeah.
So the same thing is with this. The messages aren't coming through to them. Even if we said it till we're blue in the face, they're not going to hear it because they're really tuned into that frequency. And a lot of that, you know, is the televised news network one.
Yeah.
And that continues reinforcing that frequency. And look how long it took us to clean out our closets and take off our socks and put our feet on the ground in grass. Look how long, you know, or even if we were doing that, sometimes we weren't realizing the importance of it, you know.
Yeah.
And we're supposedly awake, so we're aware, you know. But so imagine that, you know, it really.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Greg, you have to agree with this. The thing that is really how we have to hold on to our hearts, because we are human. We do have feeling, and we are seeing this playing out, and we are seeing this happen. Yet we cannot fall. We cannot let down our defense and our frequencies, because we'll just fall back into the same thing, and we won't be able to help anyone or change anything. Yet at the same time, the compassion is so high, because you know that there's not much you can do. My mom's 80-something. She took the vaccines. Okay.
Yeah.
So, there we are. And I knew that she believes in that stuff. I couldn't change her mind if I wanted to.
Yeah.
No matter how many times I said anything.
Yeah. And Rose, and that's something that is just so hard for people to grasp, is to detach from the attachment of other people's choices. That's what we're witnessing the individual and the collective truly struggle with right now.
Compassionate detachment.
Yeah. It's something that it's something that even us as individuals, you know, struggle with on a daily basis. You know, we all have that inner superhero, right? We all want to come charging through the doors, and, you know, we want to help people. We want to save people. But at the end of the day, with God-given free will at play, we can't force people to think, feel, or do anything that they're not willing to think, feel, or do. We just can't. And that's not what we're here to do. The path of Christ and the Christ consciousness is truly leading by example. Okay. That's what we're here to do. We're here to lead by example. We're here to be the very best self. To be the very best self, not just for ourselves, but for others, and to lead by example, to blaze the trail, to show others, hey, this is a way it can be done. But again, we're not here to, you know, again, that the whole red pill thing was like a big deal in the beginning of, you know, late 2019, early 2020. It was a big thing. And it just became a very, very loaded, very jaded term. And it became very, very exhausting for all of us, didn't it? Because we all jumped on that bandwagon. We all raced to the front lines of the spiritual battle, and we're shouting like crazy, going, hey, everyone, wake up. You know, there's shit going on. But, you know.
And I'm taking the fucking blue pill.
Yeah. But how much did we exhaust ourselves?
That's Viagra, isn't it?
How would you know that, Mark?
Spiritual Viagra. Take that spiritual Viagra and keep your vibes high.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, how much did we exhaust ourselves doing that, guys? How much further did we actually fall back, and how much progress did we really make trying to force people to think and feel and believe, you know, certain things? I mean, when you take a step back after you go through your own processes and you've accepted everything, you've done, you know, the big part of the journey where you've seen the horrors. You've seen the destruction. You've seen the darkness. You've seen everything about the children. You've learned everything that you can possibly stomach, right? Your gut has had just about enough. You take a step back. And for me, I had the biggest moment of humility in my life. I said, holy shit. I said, I can't expect anyone else out there to wrap their heads around this. This is guys, this is beyond this is beyond fathoming. I mean, this is thousands and thousands of years of darkness and depravity beyond anything of what the mind can handle initially.
Yeah.
You can't just drop this on someone's foot, because it's not just going to break their foot; it's going to kill them. And this is not just what's been going on without. This is all the darkness and horror that's been going on within ourselves. I mean, how long have we lived, guys, not knowing who we are and falling prey to these programs and these constructs and these paradigms and these words, these systems? This just runs. This is, as JC, as you always say, it's multidimensional, it's multi-layered. It just runs deep. It truly runs deep, and not just without, but within. We're not just crushing and destroying the systems without. We're crushing and destroying our own systems within and rebuilding ourselves. We're rebuilding layer by layer by layer by layer of ourselves. So to sit there and just drop this on someone's foot, it's not going to work. And it's whenever I see these people on, these social media platforms that are just screaming for people to wake up, I think we need, as you mentioned, Rose, compassion. We need to take a step back from that. We need to detach from the attachment of other people's choices. And we need to also detach from the attachment of wanting people to think and feel the way that we think and feel. Part of this ascension process, and part of us, not as individuals, but also as a collective, getting to the same space, is letting go and allowing people to have their own journey. We can't do the journey for them, and that's okay. And some people won't choose to do this journey. They'll choose to not believe it. They'll choose to not accept it. They'll choose to have a massive adrenal response to all of this, and it'll kill them. Not maybe initially, but over time. But that's their choice. We really, really do have to start going within, working on ourselves to be our best selves, and leading by example. That is the Christ consciousness. That is the ascension to the kingdom of heaven up here, is leading by example. We can't just shove this darkness and depravity down people's throats and then walk away and be like, freaking deal with it. Sit on that for a while. That's just completely uncompassionate and inconsiderate of everyone. If we truly want to come to a better place in the future, we have to have compassion, and we have to have understanding for others and respect for others and where they're at. So that's where I'm at with that.
That's where I've been going wrong for the last 20 years, because I've just been shoving it in their faces.
And I think
we all did, Mark. We all did.
No, there was. I was telling my son the other day. I said, "Do you remember there was a party at our house, but it was a dinner party. There were 3 or 4 families there. By about 11 o'clock, I was stood up on a chair, screaming at everybody, saying, 'Don't you get it? They want us all dead. They're already killing you and all of our children.'" This is 10 years ago, and they were going, "Yes, Mark." And I had to go to bed.
He's over there, guys. Yeah, just bring the white jacket over there.
I went through all of that, and I'm like trying to have the compassion and everything. One thing you said, what we're seeing at the moment. There's a line in this last poem I did, and I said the truthers ate each other, and and I didn't know why I wrote it at the time, and then I realized it's because there are lots of people going, this guy said this person said that, this person said this date, this person said that. Who can I trust? Who can I trust? Well, if you're watching this and you're one of those people who thinks, who can I trust? Who can I trust? The answer is you. It's you. That's the big joke, right? So every single person you're seeing, whether it's a neighbor, a relative, somebody on the internet like us, whatever, we're all parts of the same multi-billion billion piece interdimensional chessboard, and we're all being moved around exactly as is required to help each one of us achieve this state of grace that we're moving towards. That's pretty. I think that agrees with pretty much everybody else here.
Yeah,
that's the way I
agree.
That's where the going within. Greg, you said such beautiful things, and I, as you were talking, I just thought, the change will happen by osmosis. I don't think it's going to be a sudden. I don't think you can shove a red pill down someone's throat. It's not going to happen like that. It's frequency, So it has to, and we affect one another, just as a rotten tomato can be in your, crisper and affect all the other tomatoes. Well, we can do sort of a good version of that, in that we hold the light. And I'm seeing that in my own family. I mean, a few months ago, my family weren't talking to me. They didn't know what I was doing. They had no idea. There was like zero contact. It's like they dropped off. And recently I saw them, and they're starting to very slowly understand what I'm doing. And because I'm so strong in my self and my belief and who I am now, and I'm not wavering, and they can feel that. And they're starting to come on board in that they're respecting what I'm saying. I stayed at my mother's the other night, and she still drinks fluoridated water. She still takes vaccines. She's had chemotherapy twice. She's really, really, and yet she's an extremely intelligent woman in a very high position, but very, very indoctrinated. And I said, Mum, so I had my bottle of Kangen water with me, a couple of bottles with me and my daughter. And I said, Mum, when are you going to get a filter? When are you going to get a filter? When are you going to buy spring water at least? And she just said, oh, you and your brother, you're always going on about my water. There's nothing. And I said, do you understand that fluoride is poison? Do you understand that chlorine is poison, and it's in your water and you're drinking it? Now, she knows I haven't drunk fluoridated water for 20 years, okay? And she just stopped for a moment. And this is the first time I actually saw her go, like, stop, because usually she brushes it off, and she just paused for a minute and she just sat there. And I said, you can't keep drinking this type of water, Mum. You've got to have to do something about it. And then she just, this is what I'm saying. It's like it takes a bit of time, but because I just stood in what I believed and I was holding very strong, I think that eventually, she is going to get it. That if I went there and I bought her some spring water, or I bought her a machine to change the water quality, she will start to get it more and more. But it has to be done very, very subtly and slowly. And I think that we can't keep focusing on the others, like you said, Greg. I mean, you can't keep it's about yourself, and it's about going within, and it's about being responsible for your demons, your shadow parts, your parts that are traumatized that you need to heal. There's nothing else you can do other than go within. I get emails every day, thousands of emails of people saying, who can I trust, JC? Can you tell us who they are? Just give me a list of the people that are lying out there. And it's like this goes against everything. Just go with who you trust, go with who you feel. But at the same token, don't hold us up as some kind of, savior for you. I'm nobody's savior. I'm just a mirror. That's all I am. I tap into my audience and I get a sense of what I need to do on that day. I do everything by instinct. I don't do things because it's popular. I don't do things because that's the latest news that people want to hear about. I mean, the other day I did a video about talking to trees. I just felt I was in the park and I'm like, I'm going to touch a tree. Okay, Mark told me go sit near a tree.
Me and my son went out. We were hugging trees in the park and he was really stressed, right? And he's like, do I have to come for it? I said, just come. And he sat down next to this tree, and literally 5 minutes later he said, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
And it's so simple.
My daughter and I did that yesterday. I took her to the park. It was her first day of homeschooling. And, we laid in the grass. We looked up at the skies. We looked at the clouds. And, this is like a kid that is hooked on computer devices, because this is what she's been sort of brought up with, is these devices. And I'm trying to get her off all of that stuff. All right, okay. And I took her out, and, these basically what I'm saying is these simple things, these little videos that I do are just moments, and they're just there to spark people and show a mirror to them, and so then I'll get a whole bunch of people now using pendulums. So I did a video about pendulums because I just thought I'm going to do that. So what I'm trying to say is that none of us are.
I don't know what you mean.
You've got a pendulum too.
What are you talking about?
I started a trend. So yeah, I mean, these are good. This is good. All of us have these amazing messages to say. Where there's that term way showers. We are mirrors, and all we are is we're just normal people. We've got a platform where we're talking to thousands of people, and then those people it will trigger them negatively or positively, because I do trigger people negatively, but it's usually because they've got to look at that shadow part of themselves, and it's that slow sort of frequency change. But I truly believe, as you were talking, Greg, I was sitting there seeing, we've just got to get on with it. So we've got this vision of this new earth, and we're going to create it, right? And we're just going to create it and bugger anyone who doesn't follow. But I feel people will follow. Does that make sense? So it's like, that's where I'm at. That's why I'm so strict on my Facebook group of like, no fear porn, none of that crap. You get banned if you start talking about that shit, because you need to start focusing your attention in a particular way, and then the frequency will change and shift, and this whole entire world will shift. Instead of worrying about the when, just do it. Just do it.
Exactly.
Just get on with it.
Exactly.
You know, and the funny thing that, I'm sorry, Greg.
No, go ahead. Just wanted to say it's patience, persistence, and compassion. And the best way to predict the future is to create it. That's what we have to do.
That's the best line. Best line ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. You know, and the most difficult part, see, that's why I always felt like this invisible, even when I help people, I wasn't like out, you know, but we're like this invisible light, an invisible light. Oh my goodness. Wow, what a thing, an invisible light. Wow, we just started something new. We just went into a whole new dimension. Invisible light. It's so beautiful that you just can't see it. But once you feel it, it just fills you, you know, it's like an invisible light. And the thing that's the most difficult in this now is that we do have to have an awareness of what's going on. We don't want to make it fearful. Yet, without having an awareness of what we are transmuting, we cannot do that work, because we're here to do that work. So I always try to put a balance of the awareness also with a balance of the heart, coherence and frequency in combination, because that's why nobody's hearing anything, because they're either hearing too much of one or too much of the other, and they want to go to one side or the other, because it's a lot for this mechanism here to assimilate, balance. So you can have just as much palpitations from joy as you can from overwhelmingness of the other information of, you know, what's happening. So that it's important for us to be the ones who try to modulate the deliverance of this knowledge, information, and awareness, because we can't leave any of it out, but we can deliver it in a way that is not unnecessarily harmful. You know?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Rose.
Yeah.
So true. It's just
because we're in it. We are in it. And we do have to let that energy out, and because what's coming up against us is pretty rough stuff. So, you know, we're beautiful and we're full of love and light. Yeah, we are the flame of creation with a power that could really just burn and sting them right back and help to make this change. You know, we have
there's no other time except now.
And this is the journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
We talk about dark to light, but as you were talking, Rose, all I could see in my head was you were saying the invisible light. I saw it as undistorted light. So there's this layer of this undistorted light that has this energy behind it that is so clear and full of clarity, and shrouding that at the same time was distorted light. And that's the thing that we're breaking through. So that's the undistorted light is breaking through that distorted version of our reality. And light is, I keep dropping his name, but Huna Flash says light is, light lines, that's time, or that's, light is, as we're manifesting things, that's time, okay? So the undistorted light has to exist with the distorted light has to exist with the undistorted light. This is that contrast thing in order for it to know one another. But we will transform this world into this undistorted light, which is this real reality that we're trying to get through and break through, and what we feel deep inside of our hearts, because it's in us with it already. So that's the journey. The journey is we come from light, we come from this consciousness, this spark of divinity. We go into a cloudy, distorted existence that is manipulated and shrouded with lies and fear, etc. And in that journey, we have to rediscover this light that was already within us and break through all of that illusion. And that's really what this journey is. And we're rediscovering parts of ourselves, which includes these galactic parts of ourselves that we existed in. This is why so many of us have memories of, hey, I think I'm an Arcturian. Hey, I think I have this connection with this galactic family, or I have this other life, this other world, because it's us.
This is where we have so many tears.
My other self, I feel her so strongly. And this is what people are starting to see in me. I'm here, I'm a 5'1", little Lebanese girl, and everyone's saying, you're Wonder Woman. They're saying, and you're like an Amazonian, you're Wonder Woman, you're like this fierce warrior. And I'm like, what? Because they're seeing this other part of me that I know exists. And it's not a past life. It's all at the same time. Everything exists at the same time. This is the multidimensional reality I keep telling everyone about, that you can't sit there and we're trying to define it in 3D terms as a linear time that exists. Lemuria, Atlantis, all of that. It's all at once. It's all happening. We change that outcome of Atlantis now because we're reliving it now in this reality. We're experiencing this now.
JC. Yeah. JC, you're sitting right across from me, JC. This is just so poignant in this moment. I'm just beyond myself. You're sitting across from me, and I live here in Haifa, Israel. Oh. And when I look across that water every day, I'm looking at Lebanon.
I'm in Australia.
I know, but I'm looking at Lebanon, and you're saying I'm just this little Lebanese, and I'm looking there every day. And when I'm also connecting with these many, many, many star beings that are coming through here and just posing for me and smiling, I really have lots of them just smiling like, she caught me. I'm like, with the mouth open and everything, it's such an experience. But there's also the ones that are over Lebanon, and I connect to all of them. There's the ones that are sitting over Lebanon. There's the ones that are sitting over here, and they're all here, and they're just really specifically on this space where I am. I live on kind of a ley line that's the same ley line. I also have Irish in my line as well, and also I'm Taino Indian. When you were talking about them targeting natives, and I come from the direct line also of the Taino, and which they tried to wipe them out as well. I wonder why. But so this line is so highly energetic. I think it's like a Tesla line. So
is
there's some
very
strong stuff. I've had vortexes, I've opened vortexes here. I watch them, and make sure nothing awful's coming through
And
here.
there was a lot of
And
bloodshed on that line, for thousands of years. We're talking about sacrifices and things. My ancestors were Phoenician, so, and I cleared something 6,000 years ago. I cleared it recently in the healing through my mother's line back to a mother who would have been my great grandmother, handing over her baby to the priests in Phoenicia, and they were sacrificing their babies to Moloch. And I saw it on a mountaintop as clear as day, and the grief she felt, I cleared that trauma. So this is 6,000 years ago of sacrifice on that land. All of that you're talking about, this is why you've got these galactic sort of battles and these people come. It's so powerful. It is Middle Earth, Mediterranean meets Middle Earth. It's that point.
Yes.
Okay, that's where Lebanon, Israel, you've got Europe, Asia, Africa, Middle Earth, right there. Very important piece of land.
That's why I feel,
Yeah.
that's why I'm traveling. That's why I'm able to travel to so many different dimensions from right where I am. And it's like they just open up and they just show me so many things. I mean, I literally have pictures that show the inner Earth entrances in Antarctica. They show like the mountain men walking up the Tibetans, where they have these tall hats and these robes. I have literally pictures that they opened up these other things and they showed me these, and I took these pictures, and I see them all, like 3 or 4 of these massive beings just walking up a snowy mountain, like thing. And it's just, I have thousands and thousands, maybe upwards of 100,000 pictures. It just, if I go back in these Akashic files, and they are Akashic files, it's just like, I need help. I can hardly get through all of this, but
I love it.
the things that are there are just amazing. And
So
the
what do
work
you think it all means? What do you think it all means? What do you think it all means that you're seeing all of this and you're documenting all of this? Why is it all coming to you? Why do you think what's the importance in the here and now for people to see your work?
That's something I've been trying to piece together, and I don't ask anymore. I just do the work now.
Yeah.
Because it is coming through, and when I sit with them, there is so much revealed to me. I even am guided to bring characters out of some specific pictures. I'll do artwork on it, but it's not really artwork. I see what's there. It's coming out. So I call it that my cosmic commission work art, but the rest is untouched. Maybe I'll do what do you call it when you bring the enhancement up a little, so so it's a little darker, so you can see better or something, but never, ever, ever do anything to compromise the integrity, because these are holding light. I've had pictures and technologies and things that just go, I open the picture and it just flashes and it goes into me. The other thing is, when I came to Israel back in 2002, I was taking a Hebrew class. And I was telling Mark, and when I was having a talk with him, everything disappeared in the class, and I was downloaded with symbols. Maybe they were Arabic, Hebrew, just all kinds of letters and symbols. Just I can't. The amount of data that came into me was enough. What I felt was like the whole Middle East just came into me, or more than that. I can't describe it, but this information was from source.
Yeah.
And at the end, I just sat there, and my whole class was there, and I was back, and then I just said, yeah, I understand. I heard myself speak that, and I was like, and it's like nothing. And then I was just back in the class, and everybody was there, and nobody knew I was gone. I think, the green blackboard disappeared, everything, and I was in this dark, and all these light codes coming at me. It was just something. I believe that I couldn't do it. I was with Mark a little bit, and we talked about something, but these things are all just preparing us to remember, and each of us holding pieces and doing our work. It's nobody's any more special. What I started writing things on papers all over the place about not a hierarchy. It's I think I was with, I was with some, I was with a guy, a very guy that everyone knows, Rich Yours, anyways, and we were talking, and I said, hierarchy. You know what an hierarchy is? An hierarchy is not the dominance of us. An hierarchy is really how they took everything and twisted it around. Air. An heir. We're the heirs. And the archy is the archangels, the hierarchy, the archean. We're the heirs of our sovereignty, of this experience, of this existence that was given to us as a gift, as an expression of the divine creation itself in form. That's our embodiment. It's freaking just, you know. And we have to walk around now knowing that. Walk around now knowing that, and then try and meet with others who are stuck in a different frequency, who you desperately wish they can just see it, feel it, and know it.
Yeah, I have that every day. I'm like, well, I wish I could explain this to somebody. I know, I'll go on YouTube and try.
Yeah.
But
You're doing a great job, Mark. You're doing an amazing job. I mean, look at the amazing people you bring together, and amazing yourself, your spirit, your heart, your energy, and it's because of you that we're here. We're connecting because we are in this. We are family. We are whatever they want to call monadically, spiritually, and energetically connected. That's why we're here right now together. That's why we keep finding each other.
This, you know,
May we keep.
we didn't. Anybody joining this late? We didn't plan to do this. I said,
just woke up.
Yeah.
Greg, I said, Greg, I'm going to use this new software. Do you want to come along? I think it's been an amazing chat. I'm not cutting it for any other reason that I don't like giving people 3-hour videos, because it's a big chunk of their day.
Yeah.
You've all contributed amazing stuff there, and JC, you've got to get on with your day. I don't know what time it is. What time is it in Israel?
It's 1:30 in the morning. My neighbors
Oh,
used to.
yeah. You're
Wow.
Greg's
No, sorry, 12:30. 12:30. It's a half
You're
hour.
9 hours. Yeah, you're 9 hours behind me. Yeah, it's 9:30 a.m. here on Wednesday.
5:32 p.m.
You know what I loved about this chat is I didn't know where it was going to go, and it's so beautiful listening to you all speak. Every one of you is, you know, anybody watching this should take a lot away from this, because that was a really 5D chat. It was, or 60, 70, 80. Not that, you know, I had a few stuff about Donald Trump and stuff. I was like, I'm not even going to go there, you know, because there's no
It's
point.
not necessary. It's not necessary. That's 3D. I
I
felt like everybody's heart.
There's
Did you feel like a string?
Cool,
Sort
yeah.
of like sort of like the multiplier that you got on your head, Rose, but like a string coming to everyone's heart, like in a circle, and it felt really very heart-centered and really beautiful and gentle and peaceful. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
Yes, we could have gone anywhere, like Mark said, like you too, also JC, and all of us, without even having to say a thing. We just all wove into the same frequency and the same heart frequency.
Yeah. Just let the energy flow. Just surrender to the process and let the energy flow.
Well, as long as they've still got fried chicken in 5D, I'm in. That's a joke.
No judgment.
Yeah, no judgment, Mark.
With avocado.
It's your choice, Mr. Fluoride.
I can't resist. I'm sorry. Look, wonderful. You guys, thank you very much. Everybody watching,
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Everybody.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.